You think you know war? Think again. These are moments they don't teach in history class. Stay with me. Quick flashes, raw voices, impossible choices. Over the next series, we'll jump trenches, city streets, coded orders, whispered regrets. Expect shock, courage, the messy human stuff in between. These stories will change how you see history. I don't think people realize how fast a war can be decided. One morning, one plan, one sweep of jets. That's exactly what happened in 1967. At dawn, Israeli jets flew so low, radar barely saw them. They hit runways first, crater after crater, so damaged planes couldn't even take off. Then came the strikes on aircraft hangars and fuel depots. By noon, over 300 Egyptian planes were destroyed, most on the ground. In less time than your lunch break, Egypt's air force was effectively gone, and the balance of the entire conflict had shifted. Operation Focus didn't just win air battles, it decided a war before most opposing pilots ever reached their cockpits. History lesson: speed, surprise, and planning can change everything.
This is why you need to rethink battlefield training. One clip exposed how fast confusion becomes catastrophe, and militaries listened. In 2014, during an ambush in Gaza, an Israeli soldier's helmet cam recorded his final seconds. The footage wasn't cinematic, it was messy. It showed shouting, unclear targets, flashes, split-second choices with deadly consequences. That raw clip exposed what commanders already feared. Urban combat collapses in seconds, and friendly fire risks skyrocket. Instead of burying the tape, militaries worldwide used it to rewrite doctrine. Training shifted to clearer identification, instantaneous communication checks, stricter fire discipline, helmet cam review for lessons, not spectacle. The rule that emerged: prepare for confusion before it happens. Practice simple, repeatable responses under chaos. One tragic recording became a hard lesson. Sometimes the best memorial is changing the way we fight, so it happens less.
You need to watch this if you think GPS is foolproof. During the US invasion of Iraq in 2003, massive sandstorms kicked up enough dust to blind satellites and scramble signals. The result? GPS drift. Sudden position errors measured in miles. Armored units that trusted their displays found themselves looping in circles, or worse, rolling into enemy-held towns by mistake. Commanders had to ditch high-tech certainty and reach for low-tech survival. Paper maps, compasses, even celestial navigation. Reading stars the way sailors did centuries ago. For a moment, modern warfare reverted to ancient skills, proving tech is only as reliable as the environment allows. Lesson: redundancy wins. Back up your backups. Carry maps, know basic navigation, and never assume a satellite is telling the truth. The war where GPS lied taught a brutal rule. When the sky goes dark, the simplest tools save you. Dozens dead. No shell casings, no footprints, until something as small as dust changed everything. In 2004, Marines in Fallujah chased a ghost sniper who'd scored dozens of kills while leaving almost no trace. No brass, no obvious firing position. It felt impossible. Then, they cornered him in a ruined building, firing from inside rubble through pre-cut slots behind corpses. His last shot struck a Marine. In that instant, the recoil kicked up dust inside the hiding hole. That tiny cloud moved the way the Marines were trained to watch. It revealed his muzzle. He was killed seconds later. Afterwards, a Marine admitted,
"He was better than us."
Not because he was invincible, but because he mastered concealment, until physics and a single speck of dust betrayed him. Small reveal, big twist. I'll show you the strangest tank battle you've never heard of. In 1973, crews fired blind in the Golan Heights. The result? Hundreds of wrecks, just meters apart. October 1973, Yom Kippur War. A dense, low fog rolled over the Golan Heights and turned night into a white wall. Thermal sights were crude, radios jammed or dead, and commanders lost situational awareness. Tank crews engaged silhouettes, shapes in the mist, and pulled the trigger. Sometimes those silhouettes were Syrian tanks. Sometimes they were Israeli. When the fog finally lifted, the battlefield looked like a graveyard of ghosts. Destroyed tanks, dozens of wrecks lying only meters from each other. Crews stunned to realize they'd been fighting friends. It's a brutal reminder. In war, even the environment can become the deadliest weapon.
After the Gulf War, some Iraqi soldiers never left their foxholes. One man came out months later, skeletal and sun-blinded. Right after the Gulf War ceasefire in 1991, coalition forces found soldiers still living underground in foxholes. One Iraqi soldier crawled out so gaunt he looked like a ghost, blind from sun and confused, believing the fight was still on. He'd survived on rainwater and raw animal grain, buried in mud and silence for weeks, maybe months. Instead of surrendering to troops, he surrendered to journalists. Stunned faces, cameras, and the moment the world realized how long war can stretch a single human. It's a brutal reminder. Wars don't always end the day the armies stop fighting.
In 2012, a Syrian political prisoner was held underground with no paper, no plans, just daily routines. He counted footsteps, he timed guards, he memorized the distance between doors, even the pattern of screams. Years later, he escaped and drew the entire facility from memory. Human rights investigators compared his sketches to satellite images. They matched exactly. His memory didn't just save him, it became evidence. Proof that sometimes the mind is the most reliable map. If you think today's chapter closed the book, think again. What I wish I knew at the front: every victory hides a cost, and every map is only temporary. We've traced Frontline's Met survivors, watched history rewrite itself, yet the biggest twist is still coming. Next episode dives into the secret convoy that shifted momentum overnight. Expect unseen footage, a whistleblower account, a decision that reshaped an entire region. Subscribe, hit the bell, don't blink. Because the next reveal changes everything. See you in part 2.